What's going on? Anyone? Everyone. Great start. Welcome back to the Unqualified Film Bros podcast. I think from now on, I'm going to say welcome back anyone because anyone could be watching us and we wouldn't know it. Thank you for tuning in for this latest episode of the show. Just one movie for you tonight, as we did last week. No new trailers to talk about, unlike last week. So,
Well, the Harry Potter series got a trailer today.
do you want to talk about that
On
first?
HBO Max.
No.
No, not really.
You want to talk about that cash grab?
No, not really. It's not as an egregious a cash grab as the live action Moana remake. Not even
Yeah.
10 years old, and they're already making a
I
remake
saw
of it.
there was this great. We'll get to what we're talking about in a minute, but I want to
Hey,
shit on that for a
there's
second.
there's an
I saw
update for oh, sorry, what?
just for the Moana live action trailer, I saw someone had taken two frames, one of Moana, one of Maui, where they're talking to each other
Yeah.
in the same scene, and they're both backlit by the sun, facing each
Yeah.
Look,
other. Like, I hope
look, they already
nobody
did
goes to see that movie.
they
Oh,
did
it's gonna
how
make
to
like
Train
a
Your
bill. It's gonna
Dragon.
make $1.5 billion, and we're gonna be like, "Who the hell saw it?" And Disney's not gonna tell us, and we're gonna be like, "What?" And we're just gonna move on with our lives. And then they're gonna make a Moana 2 live action remake next year. I don't know if that's true, but
Don't speak that into existence.
not my job,
Yeah,
not my decision.
it's all stupid. Again, I the How to Train Your Dragon I think was the first really egregious one where it was like scene for scene the same thing. Um,
I never bothered with it.
I will say
It
I
was
was
like
curious.
35 minutes longer than the original one for no
Yeah,
reason.
I was curious to see that Stephen Colbert is writing a new Lord of the Rings film.
With his
I
Hmm.
sh
son, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
with his son, noted Tolkien head, Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, that is
I
true.
mean, as of 6 weeks from now, he's got nothing else to do. So,
No, I mean he's actually like really, really well versed in Tolkien.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he should absolutely dive in and do that.
But yeah, it's about some good chapters in Lord of the Rings. I'm curious what they're gonna do. But you know, like Lord of the Rings. Hopefully, it's good. I have
I
more hope
bet
for it than the Hunt for Gollum because it's like a sentence, and they're
I can
adapting
bet
like
when
six
we
chapters here.
get to the Colbert written Lord of the Rings movie, we'll talk about it right here.
Hmm.
Yeah, in like 3 years or whatever.
We'll still be doing this. Um, any other movie news before we get into the meat of the episode?
No,
Anything
let's
No,
do
else
it.
big going on?
No, let's do it.
nope.
So Project Hail Mary. What'd you guys think?
I loved it. I adored it. Um, I've been making my way through the book. I haven't finished it. Uh, but it's I mean obviously the book is different in some ways, but it's great how much they really tried to adapt the story, it seems like. Um, when you're reading some of this stuff, it's not clear how you would adapt it. So they had to take a lot of, creative steps to sort of show and visualize types of things they're talking about in the novel. But I thought the like all of the scenes of them, learning to communicate, that was fantastic. I love that, they had the comedy. Ryan Gosling, I think, was a perfect choice for this. He really fits the character. But yeah, I mean, I really loved it. Great debut for the new actor star, Rocky.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I mean I loved it too. I mean I know we'll get more into the weeds as the episode goes along, but I mean my opening thoughts are kind of the same as Ben's. Like I adored it too. There's a lot to love about it. It really is a great story. And I'll say this, it's a little different, but I liked Rocky's little tailored suit at the end, and his little bubble. the form-fitting biosphere thing that he got to wear. So he didn't have to roll around in a ball. He could walk normally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of fun to see him in the hamster ball,
Yeah.
just rolling around.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it too. We've had a pretty middling start to the year for movies. This has been a very, very clear bright spot. Probably my favorite movie that we've done so far this year. Um,
Pretty standard dip in quality at the beginning of the year,
yeah,
though.
the
It's pretty
January,
typical.
February, winter lull is pretty common.
We had Send Help.
Especially for us. Yeah, Send Help I did not enjoy as much as this. Um,
Well, yeah, I figured I would just say it was a good movie.
it was a good movie. You're right.
We had a few.
Yeah, Ben, before you hopped on, we were talking about some of the movies we've done lately. Um, but this one is a clear standout, I think. Um, yeah, Ryan Gosling perfectly cast, Rocky perfectly cast. The story elements are all really fun for science fiction, I think. It looks beautiful. Um, yeah, this is a clear winner off the bat.
Yeah, I
So
really enjoyed, and I think I read that they did a lot of practical effects, but I really enjoyed how much it felt like an old sci-fi movie, more updated, with practical effects and all that. That there is like you could do CGI really well, but there is like an aesthetic that I just don't like about it a lot.
Hmm.
If it's like in a Marvel movie, it's like whatever. But the realism is lost when they use so much of it.
the fact
So I
that
was really
Rocky
happy
was
to see
a
it.
practical
Puppet.
puppet
Yeah.
Hmm.
made the
Great
movie
stuff.
so much better because you would be able to tell at 2.5 hours that Rocky was not actually being interacted with.
Yeah. And I also read that the I don't know who was in charge of it, but they captured and used real photographs of stars as either inspiration or took them directly from someone who took pictures of these stars and everything and kind of used them in their own way in the movie, which is really cool. We get some real exposure to like space, which is always fun because it looks awesome and it's incredible.
That scene when Grace and Rocky are just outside of Adrian's orbit. Um, you guys know the one that I'm talking about, where it just hammers you in the face with how colorful it gets. My jaw literally dropped. I was watching it in because I was not expecting to be punched in the face with a visual set so striking in that moment. It kind of just all happens at once. Um, but yeah, I wish I had seen this in IMAX. I saw it in Cinemark XD just because the scheduling worked out better for my day. Um, but holy shit, Greg Fraser. I mean, what else can you say about the cinematography that he is just the recent projects between Dune and the Batman and now this that he has put together.
Mhm.
It's really you have to do cinematography well to make a good science fiction movie. And this movie, through hiring Greg Fraser, really makes that happen.
Mhm. I mean, speaking of jaw dropping, when my jaw dropped, it might be the same moment, but it was when he captured the astrophage and the like the collector, and it was kind of the red like sparks or whatever that filled the screen. That's when my jaw dropped. Outside of I think Adrian, I guess.
Yeah, all within the same
Yeah,
5 minutes of the movie.
yeah, yeah.
That was the most visually striking sequence. And then when you get down closer to the surface of Adrian and see like what that whole world's all about, it looks so cool, man.
Yeah. No, I like visuals too. I don't know much else to add. It looks great.
What did you guys make of the and Ben Max, have you read the book?
No, I haven't, but
I
I've read
haven't
The
either.
Martian, so I'm familiar with Andy Weir style of writing,
Yeah.
but I've not read Project Hail Mary.
Um, Ben, does the book do the same non-linear narrative that the movie does?
Um, Not really. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know about the end.
And now a reading from Project Hail Mary by Ami Ben Green
I know it's written in the first person, so we kind of get it through those video logs.
from Grace's perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk about while Ben's working on this, I want to talk about the use of the video diaries, which we've seen in Interstellar and we've seen in The Martian, obviously. Um, I think in the lonely guy in space canon, that's a necessary uh component to the storytelling. I think
Yeah, I
if you're
think
gonna
it's pretty
have
much it's pretty much the same,
cool. Um,
but I didn't
I
know
think
about some of the stuff.
I think just to finish my point, I think it's what was I saying? A necessary component of the structure of the story and the disclosure of the narrative to the audience because until Grace meets Rocky, he's just a guy in space by himself. You need to have him talk so that we
Well,
see
he
how
can
this
talk to
process goes.
himself.
He no, he does, but talking to the video diary also does that same job.
Yeah.
Less significant here than in The Martian. Matt Damon talks to his little camera for about, I want to say half of that movie. Um,
Yeah,
It's a
and
but yeah,
part
good
of
I
that
plot
think
puzzle was
device.
trying to figure out how to talk to Earth too. Like he could figure out how to do it. He had no op Grace had no option to do that here, so
Yeah.
it was a little bit different stakes and everything. But
I think
yeah.
it's also just him sort of slowly regaining his memories,
Mhm.
which they kind of like it's an
it,
interesting way. It's clear that he's remembering more stuff. I guess that's what the flashbacks are kind of showing, is what he's remembering. But
it's not so much laid out explicitly that that's what these flashbacks are. It plays more like a nonlinear narrative, which is why I described it as such. Um, but I think going back and watching it again through the lens that it would be him remembering things, seeing what I missed in the opening 10, 15 minutes of the movie where we see him come out of his coma and start to be a person again, I think would help me pick up on that. Because I read through the description after I saw the movie, and it was like, well, he has no recollection of who he is or why he's there. And that kind of came across in the film's opening scenes, but
Yeah, it was
not,
mentioned once, but not like it wasn't a huge point because like who is he gonna talk to about that, you know?
yeah. Also, I read that the aspect ratio in IMAX changes between full IMAX and widescreen between present day and past.
Mm.
Um, would have liked to have seen that. Might be worth an IMAX ticket this weekend if I'm free to do that. But filmmaking's so fucking cool to be able to do shit like that.
yeah.
It's like the crank in the underwater in the submarine in Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, which changing the aspect ratio as the crank goes. So fucking cool.
Yeah, no, it's fun. Um,
So, Gosling, multiple time Academy Award nominee, leading man of many blockbusters. brilliant comedic actor forced into the body of a leading man. I mean, there's so much you could say about the guy. What do you guys think of how he played Ryland Grace here?
Thought he was great. I mean, he's not coming at this with no experience, having done kind of similar-ish, isolated-ish role in space. He was in First Man, so he kind of knows what that's like to move around. I don't really know. I don't remember how they did and made First Man in terms of like putting him in a cockpit or in a space shuttle or anything like that. But you know, I thought he was great. I never had any worries that he wasn't going to be great. He's shown that he can do both the comedy and dramatic acting, so that was never really a worry. I just came in thinking that I wouldn't necessarily like this film as much as I did, and I came out loving it. And it had nothing to do with any worries about Ryan Gosling, and he was just as good as I thought he would be.
Yeah, I guess passion project for him. He's
Hmm.
working on it for 6 years, so clearly was inspired. This movie was bought by, I guess, Amazon. They bought the film rights before the book even came out,
Yep.
which is pretty
For
nuts.
like I saw it was for like $3 million or something like that. Not a huge price tag. Um,
Yeah, well, I mean, Andy Weir before The Martian was just like a random software engineer, and
mhm.
I can't remember where he lives, what state, but just wild. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think Ryan Gosling's good for the role. Uh, he shows his range certainly between the comedy and the more, dramatic scenes. It's not like he's asked to do anything crazy, but he has a lot of charisma and charm to him later on. And then early on, I think he portrays the sort of like coward in a great way. And not even like a coward, like somebody who's like, I don't really want to die.
it would be like how we
Yeah,
would
it's like
react, I
most
think,
people would be
Yeah,
like
like,
seriously.
he's not some superhero, and that's important for us
yeah.
to see. It's like he's not like the best of humanity.
I think what we've seen from Gosling between this movie, The Nice Guys, and The Fall Guy is how well Gosling's able to play that reluctant hero, like what you each talked about with, the cowardice at the beginning of the movie versus the competence and ultimate heroism that he shows.
And
Um,
realistically, like I said coward, but it's kind of an unfair situation which he's thrown
yeah,
because like
no,
everyone else that's
I got what you
signed
meant.
up volunteered and they got all this time to like think about it and then like celebrate their life before they go off.
They
And
made their
then
peace with it.
and then they die, all the science team dies because of some astronomical fuck up. And he's like, all right, you got 3 hours to decide, but just kidding, we're gonna throw you on there anyway. He's just like abducted. So yeah, it's not really being cowardly as much as just like not wanting to die and die alone. Like that's a pretty harrowing thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
I
I
mean,
guess die with
with
two other
uh,
random astronauts.
with Ken Leung's character and Milana Weintraub's character each dying in transit wasn't a whole lot that he could do. Each of whom, by the way, I've enjoyed their performances before, and I would have liked to have seen more of them,
Yeah,
especially
I mean,
because they were both putting on pretty ridiculous accents.
it's a bit of a one-man show where
Yeah,
two
like,
two
like I was
two
talking about
men.
earlier, another addition to the lonely guy in space canon.
Yeah, it reminded me a bit of Moon, um, but a lot happier. Moon's really depressing.
I think there are a lot of
Then you got a 2001 is the classic, obviously.
yeah. 2001, I was going to mention The Martian for obvious reasons, Andy Weir. Um, Notes of Arrival, I think, particularly in the communication space, when Grace and space, no pun intended, when Grace and Rocky are learning how to communicate with each other. I got a lot of hints of Arrival there for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I mean, it's first contact. It's a lot more like scientific than it is linguistic.
There.
Yeah, because that's
But
true. Because Arrival, they're like decoding what they're actually saying.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
This is
like
like
this
trying
is
to
he's
communicate to
guessing.
save. Yeah, yeah. Also, it's like, it's a lot, it's a humanoid creature, even if it's like a rock. The things in Arrival are literally speaking a language that alters like reality. So it's a pretty complex
It's also
difference.
been 2.5 years since the last time I saw Arrival, so
Go
Fair enough.
rewatch it.
I might be due for a rewatch. Maybe I'll do all of Denis Villeneuve's filmography before Dune Part 3.
Also, Arrival's like the whole thing with Arrival is the entire movie is them trying to learn to communicate. The end is them figuring it out. So shorter time frame. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying.
Are you telling me Arrival wouldn't have been made better with the aliens telling Amy Adams to fist their bump?
Did you almost just say Amy Madigan?
No.
You made me mad again.
Okay. Oscar winner, Amy Madigan.
Amy's mad again.
Oscar winner Amy Madigan. After rewatching Field of Dreams last week, that sentence gets a little bit more ridiculous. She earned the hell out of it in Weapons. So, um, yeah, I mean, this movie. What more can we really say about it? It's there's something to like in every aspect of this movie, which I think is hard to accomplish for a lot of films. But if you're looking at story, you're looking at performance, you're looking at music, you're looking at visuals, even the runtime and pacing. Like this was the fastest 236 I've had in a theater in a long time. This thing cooked, it flew by.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
just a lot of
there's
it's a lot
always,
of fun, and it's got heart.
and
It's not
there's a
it
lot of
hasn't lost that.
interest. Like you want
Yeah,
to learn things and, see how it all turns out. It's working in a lot of ways to propel each
yeah.
part of the movie forward.
Hmm.
And even the flashbacks, you don't know what happened, you don't know how I got there, so the amnesia structure kind of works.
Yeah, they
So,
introduced Dubois, the third astronaut, and you're like, oh,
yeah,
so
who's
what
this guy?
happens? Who is this guy? And
Yeah.
then 10 minutes later, it's like, oh, that's what happened.
Catastrophic astrophage incident. I
Yeah.
mean, how do you screw up that much? That's really bad. Can
Gave
they
them
can
what,
they
like
Someone's
charge
math
him?
was
a
off.
Yeah,
thousand times too
they
much
gave him a
astrophage?
thousand times. What do you mean his math was off? This is just a measuring.
And like you'd think that an astrophysicist or
Or
someone in
the
that building,
plot.
Oh shoot.
god damn.
We needed a way to get Grace up in that spaceship.
This is true.
That
So it
is also
happened
true.
for the plot.
Yeah, I'll have to see what the novel mentions about that. Maybe there's like some real scientific reason that he's gonna give me as to why this guy created a
I mean,
tremendous fuck up.
they could have gone the Apollo 13 route and just given him exposure to measles. That worked to keep
Exposure to measles
Ken
caused a
Mattingly out of the.
catastrophic measurement error.
Yeah,
I don't know how that's gonna work.
it didn't.
Just ration off his food.
We didn't have to know how it was gonna work. It just did. It happened.
Also true. But I mean, that was, a good twist, right? I mean, even if it wasn't
Oh
necessarily
yeah, no, I
like
Yeah,
have
the
we knew
biggest,
nothing.
that it was happening, but the
yeah,
how
yeah,
was.
how was interesting,
Yeah,
and I'm glad it didn't
Again,
feel like they overplayed it, you
they
know?
addressed my concern in the movie as like, what do you mean that's a catastrophic fuck up? That's essentially what they said, but it's rated PG-13.
I think
But
an
if it was
R-rated
rated R,
version of
that's what they
this
would say.
where Rocky just curses constantly when he's falling over and shit would have been really funny.
So somebody can edit that in.
Put Seth MacFarlane's voice from the new season of Ted
Oh
over
God.
Rocky. The new season of Ted, which by the way, I've seen it. I really enjoyed it. And it's also getting really, really good reviews. So if you guys haven't watched the Ted series on Peacock, go check it out.
I have not.
Yeah, I haven't either.
It's fun. It's turn your brain off and just laugh. This is turn your brain on. Project Hail Mary is turn your brain on and engage with the media that you are presented with.
Yep. And enjoy it.
Yeah,
Like it's not a super cerebral thing, like but you'll have a lot of fun with it for
yeah.
sure. But there are things to think about it, right?
I think
It isn't a, yeah.
there's a lot of cerebral ideas in terms of life and like
Yes.
the science behind that and
Yeah.
the ideas of like that our science and our laws may not be true everywhere.
Hmm.
Like xenon being a solid and not a gas. I thought that was a fun scene. It was like xenon's a gas. This thing's fucking broken.
Rocky basically being a humanoid 3D printer.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Make anything.
Yeah, I mean that was cool. Like when he made the bridge to connect Grace's ship and his for the first time.
The inside of
Um,
his ship
the inside of his ship that
was
kind
so
of looks like
fucking cool.
a tesseract kind of a thing. Like that made me think of Interstellar.
And the
Just like it,
Interstellar
yeah,
Tesseract, yeah.
it made me think of that.
Fifth dimensional
What it
beings.
looked like. Yeah. Um,
yeah. I
Fifth
was
dimensional beings, five-legged beings. It's all right there for us.
again. I'm curious to see how if they talk about like whether it's string theory or whether they're just like a harmonic species and speak. I don't know. The sound is like part of their species.
hmm
It's a cool visualization, but again, I'm really curious what the book says.
Ben, did you get to have you gotten to a point yet, or do you know if the book talks about more about what happened to Rocky's crew? Um,
No, no, because I'm still on the communication,
okay.
talking to each other.
I'd be curious to know, like, if it was him trying to, trying everything to save his crew and failing kind of a thing, or if it was more like he just didn't really know anything at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, they mentioned in the movie that like it was likely the radiation. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
again, it's all from Grace's perspective. So
Yeah.
it's not like we're gonna stare. I would
Yeah.
read
Yeah.
about Rocky's experience.
That feels like it would be the biggest difference between the novel and the film, is that the film we're sort of this, oh, I don't want to say omniscient, but we're sort of this outsider third party watching the story unfold, whereas in the novel, Ben, it seems that we're experiencing everything as Grace does for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, for the most part, it's all Grace. Like we're not exactly omniscient. I mean, everything that we see and
That's
know
why I said
is
we
kind
weren't
of.
omniscient.
Oh, I thought you
I,
said.
I said
Never
I
mind.
said not I don't want to say omniscient, but more of an outsider. It's not first person, it's third person, is basically what I was getting at.
Yeah, I mean, yes. It's the difference between like watching a Dracula movie, though. You know, obviously you just can't shoot that. You can't just shoot letters. All right, we're gonna do a movie of what this guy just wrote down. So I'd say it's practically the same thing for movie purposes. It's not like we get different perspectives, is what I mean.
Right.
We're still constrained.
And that's what you want. You want to experience things as the characters do. No one wants to go into a movie knowing everything the first time.
Well, especially for sci-fi, I think that it's really important to have stakes, adventure, and sort of an intrigue to the world. Even if it's our world, we're sort of learning about this exotic new species, many exotic new species. Um, One of which I guess proves that life does not need hydrogen.
Life finds a way.
Life finds a way.
Um, so one last thing before we wrap up here, just speaking of Project Hail Mary and speaking of its directors, Lord and Miller, just announced on IndieWire just before we started the episode, they will be making a film adaptation of Murder, She Wrote, the Angela Lansbury series from back in the day, starring Jamie Lee Curtis, set for a theatrical release in 2027 as their follow-up
Interesting.
to Project Hail Mary.
Very different.
Um,
As a
Very
sequel to
different.
Project Hail Mary?
As a sequel.
Did I say that?
No, no, no.
Follow-up as a follow-up to Project Hail Mary. It would be a very interesting sequel, though. Set it on Iridia or whatever the name of the planet is.
Yeah,
Arid.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, Arid.
Yeah,
Arid.
Arid Iridians.
Iridians, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis in the Angela Lansbury role should be very fun.
yeah. Hmm.
Who doesn't love a little whodunit?
Yeah.
Especially with Jamie Lee Curtis after Knives Out. So
I wonder if they're changing the whodunit or if they're going to do the same.
We'll find out
we,
next year.
we will
You
find
said
out next year.
2027, right?
Mhm.
I believe late 2027.
Okay.
So they're probably working on that now.
So they're competing with Secret Wars.
Good
Oh
luck.
boy. Give me a Murder She Wrote exclusive IMAX window, December 2027.
Just take all the IMAX screens. Sorry, Marvel. December's a bad month for you.
Changed the Doomsday release date 3 times
I'll change it again.
or twice, and it's had 3 different dates. We're supposed to be getting Secret Wars this fall.
Hilarious.
Doomsday should have already been,
Guys,
or Kang Dynasty should have already been out.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to say, did I miss something?
In any case,
Kang
um,
Dynasty exclusively on Daily Wire.
right. On that note, you can see Project Hail Mary in as big a format as possible. Please, please, please go see this movie in a theater. We can all
Yeah.
toss it a wholehearted recommendation.
And it's okay if you
Um,
don't because apparently everyone else is. So go so that you don't feel left out.
yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
that's it. I like that. So yeah, check out Project Hail Mary on the big screen, the biggest screen, IMAX 70 millimeter if you live in like the 3 cities that have it. Um, Next week we are trading original IP for a sequel. We are gonna do Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, little Samara Weaving action for the first time since Babylon back in the day. Remember that one, boys?
Hmm.
Second Damien
I
Chazelle
did not
film
remember
mentioned
that.
today.
I did not remember she was in Babylon, if
Yeah,
I'm being
She's in it for like a
honest.
second.
he's in one scene with Margot
She
Robbie.
shows up and Margot
Oh,
Robbie
that's right.
steals her thunder.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
now I remember it.
Second Damien Chazelle film mentioned tonight.
Have you seen First Man yet, George?
Oh, I need to, God damn it. It's the one Chazelle film I haven't seen.
I don't know how you could call him your favorite
I
director.
He's not my favorite director. He's one of my favorite directors. My favorite
Oh,
director is
okay.
Richard Linklater. That's pretty confirmed by now.
Oh, that's changed.
Yeah.
I thought
Well,
it was Ryan Johnson.
Oh,
you're
sure.
just listing people who are in my top five. Anyway,
Okay.
Ready or
And
Not 2, Here I Come next week. In the meantime, watch some good movies like Project Hail Mary. Support local movie theaters, ban AI in filmmaking. Disney canceled its deal with Sora, so the bubble is popping. Fucking
I
awesome.
think Sora just quit, so
yeah,
Nice.
did
they
they
just packed it
declare
up.
bankruptcy or
Good.
did they just like
No, they
Good.
didn't
close that
declare
shop?
bankruptcy.
Good.
They're trying to compete with Claude because
Yeah.
they are taking the contracts from the White House and their stuff
Yeah.
is
Oh my
not
God, who
good.
cares? AI is bad,
I'm just
and
saying, there's a reason for it. I
we
don't like them,
will
but there is a reason.
the chaotic start and a chaotic end, just like Project Hail Mary. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.